Assalamu alaikum, good evening to everyone who is there. So, as you know, today we are just going to conduct another session for the SIFE platform, and that is called your journal discussion session. So, it is very auspicious thing for me to introduce to all of you, and heartily I am welcoming you all over there in the session. As you know, that we are just going to talk about some social issues that the people are facing around the globe. So here we all are just having a talk about the things, how they are just giving us positive or the negative aspects. So firstly, I'm just going to introduce myself. So as you all know that Maria Masood is here from SARF training platform, and I'm taking that session. So we have a lot of candidates over there in the session. So would you like to introduce yourself one by one? Yeah.
Miss myself Daniel Coker, and I'm from Faisalabad, and I'm a job holder person, and currently I'm doing IELTS general training for Canadian immigration. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Daniel. Ji Zohaib.
I'm Zohaib Farhan. I have around 14 years of experience in software engineering, and I am here for IELTS journal training.
Thank you. Yes, please. Yes, Mudassir.
I'm Mudassar here from Karachi. I'm living in Saudi Arabia now. I'm a mechanical engineer and I have experience more than 15 years now. And I'm trying to reach Canada and appearing in the IELTS exam.
Ji Qasim, what would you say about yourself?
Yes, my name is Mohammad Qasim Naveed, and I'm also a software engineer from Islamabad. And I'm looking for the Canadian immigration, and I'm doing IELTS with the SIFE training.
Great. Good. Ji Hafsa, what would you say about yourself? Please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Hifsa Ahmed Amin, and I did my master's in food science and technology. Now I'm living in Medina, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. As you all know, that there are a lot of social issues that people are facing, but today we are taking only one. So, would you like to talk about? And I just want to know about your school of thought, how you are taking this issue. So, the topic I'm just gonna tell you. The topic is the citizens of big cities are less happy. So are you agree with the statement or you are just having disagreement about it? What is your opinion? So firstly, I'm just going to start it with Daniel. Daniel, what would you say? Is it true?
Well, I would say particularly that people living in big city are definitely in problem because the main one of the main reason is that they have just increased their standard of living, and which is actually not complementing to their financial status. They are just reviewing their fellow persons, and on account of these issues, they are not that much financially stable, and they are just going towards their luxuries instead of basics. When they will follow their dreams instead their actual condition of living, there definitely there will be a problem for them. Well, my stance is that they firstly, if a person should have if a person is having that much amount of finances, then he should go for the luxuries instead. He should not go for that. Thank you.
Hmm. Ji Qasim, what would you say? While living in a big cities?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. While living in a big cities, the main and the most important factor is the cost of living.
Hmm.
Actually, in big cities, the citizens are paying much more than the urban areas. Actually, the cost of living here is as so high as a one person can imagine. Let's talk about a rent. If we go to the rent, and on average basis, it would cost us around about near 25 to 30,000 for a small house. If you go for bigger houses, then you have to pay much and to the accordingly. If you look into this, and uh, it is really very easy uh, to spend around 25 to 30,000 in an urban life, which can cost you as more things like the other livelihood thing. And the other factor is I say here that the person living in the big cities, they have a busy and hectic routine. They are really working in a fast environment, which is which has a diverse impact on them. They didn't get time to get. Yes, ma'am. They are just a point where I think the cities and other big cities are less happier than the urban ones.
Thank you, Qasim. Thank you. So, Zohaib, my question is that what would you say about the people who are living in suburb areas? Are they ecstatic while living over there, or they are facing the same issues? Are they less happy?
So there are a couple of factors which I want to talk about. The
Sure.
people living in rural areas or something like that, they don't face the problems which are faced by the people in the city, like the pollution, the noise, the congestion, or something like that. Although they are not very enriched in the technology or facilities wise, but they have thoroughly adjusted themselves in that environment, and they are not like very much fond of these technologies or these things. They have very much adapted themselves towards the limitations of those rural areas, and they are pretty much enjoying that. They have their routine, and that is not based upon the congestion, the time it takes to reach office like in the cities, and the road traffic and the people attitude. And what I have seen through my experience as well, that they are people usually know each other. They show compassion towards each other, and there is very much less likelihood of the crimes in those areas because people have their relationships, and there is that system in which the siblings and parents and the extended families are living together in a certain area, so that area is very much secured. They are meeting their basic necessities of life, and since they are not in the race of much technical advantages, they tend to be contented with all the things which they have, and they enjoy life more than the people in the cities. So these are my points.
Okay, Deepika sir, what would you say? Are you agree with Zohaib, or there are some things that you just want to add?
Yeah, I strongly agree because there are a few points to discuss here. In the
Hmm.
big cities, there is a one main big issue that is transportation, high cost, okay, pollution, okay, living cost is too much, less greenery there, okay. The people they have to pay the highly rented houses instead of the towns, small towns or medium size of towns, okay. Many people globally, the big cities they cannot afford their own house in the by purchasing to reduce the utility costs as well. Every day they found the issues for crowdness. Every day they come in from the home to the house from the work. They take at least 2 hour, 1 hour. Another thing in the town, everyone, each and everyone, and the social life is very good. Instead of city, in the towns is very good social life. They are mentally peaceful there in the towns instead of cities. Okay, in city especially, you need the more extra money expenditure every month to spend a social life with the friends and families. Even if you go any place or restaurant, you need to pay some extra additional money from your salary to spend the social time with your friends and other colleagues. So, and some other backdrops in the big cities are still crime, high rate crime. Crime is much rate high there in the big cities compared to the other small cities.
So, would you elaborate about the crimes that they are spreading around the towns where the people are living right now in the cities? Which type of
And
crime?
town is basically, yeah, crime is big. In the small town is not too much compared because there is a small population, percentage of some less population in the small towns. Each and every 80% people knows you, and you cannot get the more crime rate is high there. Okay, and the big cities, nobody each other know. Even then, the right side of you is sitting behind you. He don't know you about you the who is he or something. But small town, at least he know because he has. If he let's suppose he snatch your mobile phone, cell phone,
Hmm.
because this is the most modern technology. Every day you are using walking and driving the car, and you're using the cell phone. So anybody can snatch your phone. Okay, these are the big problems there. And other is there in the small cities. There is some medical issues like small facilities like airport. Big cities, there is a good benefit for the airport also, but small cities, small town, you need to move around the big city to go for airport facilities. For medical point of view, you can discuss the big cities very good, but small city, obviously you don't have the such kind of medical facilities in the small cities.
Okay, great. Thank you. Gee, Kasim, I'm just raising a question here. While having the conversation, this question is just being raised in my mind, and I just want to ask from you that what would you say about the peer pressure? While living in a cities, there is a lot of pressures that the people are facing. So, what do you say about it? Have you ever taken any pressure from the people where you are living?
Actually, actually, that depends whether it is from a society or from the neighbor. Let's say there is an example of an area in Rawalpindi where there is the problem of the water supply,
Hmm.
government water supply. They use they fulfill their need by calling a third party water supplier that send a vehicle to at their door, which is really a big size and it was difficult to park in narrow streets, and sometimes it caused a road congestion at the houses where people seemed like to be disturbed, who was actually traveling to move into the street or going out of the street. That can be a problem, where you face a lot of pressure from your neighbors as well as the community living around you. In regards to other, I don't think there can be any pressure. Like in cities, people are usually very busy with their routines. They hardly knows a people living almost 2 to 3 doors away from them. So this cannot be an important factor. Yeah, but we can consider this as a good reason to be pressurized.
Hmm. Thank you for sharing your thoughts or your experience with us. Zohib, would you like to tell me about the youngsters who are taking and who are being bullied by the people while living in cities? This is not the same case with the rural areas. The students or the youngsters, they're not facing that type of issues. Would you say something about it?
So bullying is common problem in more advanced societies as you compare the cultures and the norms which are in the West. With us, even we have less documented things related to bullying, but the West culture, it is a big problem. And in my opinion, whenever we grow as a society, like from the rural to the cities, this concept actually flourish, and people tend to use it as a pride for themselves.
Hmm.
Either that is coming from the families who are supporting such kind of behavior in their kids, or that has been intrinsically developed in someone because of his or her personal experience during the childhood or during the school age. So he or she tends to throw out those on the younger ones, which are under his control. So this concept has traveled to our schools, and people tend to find the easy goat on which they can prove their superiority, and they tend to throws different things on him. So this has of major norm in the cities because they have certain influential parents which can either intervene in a positive or negative way. But in the rural areas, as I have shared the thoughts that there are people who are strongly connected to each other, and if someone shows this kind of disrespect towards any other child, then the parents can interact with each other and solve the problem out, and those problems usually don't penetrate deep inside. But in the cities, these are unfortunately the things when there is some sort of report in a school or in our justice system, then they use their connections and they get out of that. And the lower class in the cities, those are the main victims of that bullying effect.
Hmm. Excellent. Good. G. Mudassir, are you agree with Zohaib?
Yeah, maybe strongly agree.
Hmm. So
So
that
this
is
is
the
the social
reason
life.
that people are less
In the big
happy
cities,
while
they make
living
a
in
big
cities.
issues, but in the
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, sure, man.
Okay. So talking about another aspect of the thing, of the topic, what would you say about it? The people who are very happy while living in big cities, what would you say about them?
Maybe your voice not clear. Cut on. Just can you
I'm just
repeat?
repeating my words. What would you
Yeah.
say? On the other hand, the people who are living and they are very happy in big cities.
Yeah, ma'am. People they are living in the big city. They are happy because they have a good facility for schooling, especially
Okay.
the higher educational facilities. Okay, they can reach out for healthy foods, which is reachable for them.
Hmm.
Okay, another is some big medical facilities. Okay, they have good job opportunities for every field. You can say,
Hmm.
as compared to small towns, if you go there, you have opportunities there, sure, but as compared to the big cities, they don't have the like you can say all job related opportunities.
Hmm.
But like you can say, in Karachi is a big city of Pakistan. If
Yes.
you go in Karachi, every people can get at least maybe there is a low percentage, but all people can get the job opportunity there, like a merit basis. Okay, another is the people they have a good social life in Karachi. The big people like the like not some people they don't consider the greenery of the world, but they want to go outing for the evening and the night times. But this thing people they don't happy in the small town. They don't want. Okay, so this is the good benefit from the living in a big city because some people they don't consider the cost of the living because highly paid people and some but majority is the middle class people they give the preference to live in the small town. Okay? The major concern here the people living in these three basic cities like you can say nowadays there is a big issue for electricity power. The big city they are paying the more cost, so this facilitate in the big cities and school education medical transportation. Okay, this is a very basic necessity, so they have to avail it from there as compared to small town.
Hmm. Thank you, Mudassir. Hafsa, would you like to unmute your mic? Are you
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Hafsa. They all are talking about the big cities. So, what would you say? While living in a big city, there are multiple type of culture. So, it is okay to be live with the multiple type of cultures, or we should stuck with the particular culture that we belongs with.
Ma'am, in my opinion, I think it's better to live with multiple cultures
Hmm.
because we have to adopt the things with whatever is in our way. Because I think that uh, it also develop confidence in you
Mm-hmm.
to move in the society, and also you become culturally aware with other people.
Hmm.
And also there is a you can say there is a communication gap between community is also recovered in this way. So I think there is no issue if there is multiple cultures there and we can adopt it.
Hmm. Ji Kasim, what would you say? We should have to adapt other cultures?
Yes, ma'am. But I will say here not to adopt everything,
Hmm.
but the good things.
Like what?
Yeah, of course,
What
of
are the
course.
good things?
Not
We must
everything,
have to
yes.
adapt.
In keeping in our limitations,
Hmm.
because there are many limitations as we are Muslims, so there are some limitations for us culturally. So keeping them in our mind, so we can adopt culture. I was talking about culture, like education,
Okay.
like doing jobs, like women empowerment. I was talking about that.
Great. Thank you, Aksha. G, anyone else who just want to talk about the opportunities that we are getting while living in a big city? Is it good or is it giving a negative impact towards the people who are not getting jobs or opportunity? I'm talking about the small cities. Like people are not getting the that much opportunities from the culture, from the area where they are living. So what would you say? It is just creating a materialistic approach towards the things, or there is a conflict between the people right now?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, actually, it also develops some inferiority complex in people.
Hmm.
That they thought that there are more opportunities in big cities and less opportunities in, you can say, suburban areas or rural areas. So people become inferiority complex. So it also their mental development is also reduced, and they become mentally depressed. They cannot go through in such a way as some people living in some big cities like Lahore, Karachi.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very important that this kind of gap should be reduced.
Great.
There should be equal opportunities for everyone to move in the society, I believe. Sorry.
I guess what
There
will
is
you
a one
say
big reason here.
if a lot of people are moving towards the big cities? So is it good for them? And how we can overcome the inferiority complex that they are just getting from the people who are living in big cities and they are having a great opportunities while doing work or whatever the things they are getting?
There is not a complex actually. The difference is between there. There is, you can say, the talent in the between the small city and the big city is the difference talent actually. If you
Okay.
live in the long time in the big city, so you are talented. How? There's no talent actually. Talent is also in town. This is you have confidence level actually. Okay, you are learning from a big university in like another city is as compared to the other city.
Hmm.
Okay, so you are getting the good practical knowledge. Okay, so of course you are going in an organization for an interview. Okay, the host, the judge for the interview judge, he will observe you, the both of from the both of you, who is the better one. Obviously, you will go for the talent one. For
Hmm.
the small town, if the people is living since beginning in the big cities, so
Okay.
he can improve also for himself because this depends on the environmental effects. Not
Hmm.
only the you can know everything and you live in small city and you can get everything like chemistry. No, it's not possible. If you live in the environment in the big city, you will adopt it everything. Right. So if
Great.
even you don't have the job opportunity, okay, but you can live in the big city like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, some decade, you will get some like advanced technology courses and some information knowledge.
Hmm.
Like IELTS is good also, not for the only immigration. It's give you the good info knowledge information also for learning point of view. Maybe some people they are not good speaker, but in IELTS he teach him to speak how to speak in the future. So
Okay,
this is some
that
the
is
basic
good
points.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah. This
anyone is
points is
there
like
when learning
yeah,
IELTS or they are just want to become fluent in speaking as well. So Daniel, my question is
yes.
that so why people are very much status conscious while living in big cities? Do you consider
Well, but
that it
well,
is? Yeah, sure.
uh, ma'am, I just want to ask one thing that when we are discussing or elaborating anything, is it important to be specific to be in your region, or you should just go for openly a world spectrum, a
Hmm.
global perspective?
Okay.
What should be your scope? It should be limited to your area, or should
No,
be
you can head globally. These things are being happening. It is not about Pakistan only.
okay. Okay, okay, fine. Can you please repeat the question?
I was saying that why the people who are living over there in big cities or colonies or the towns, they are having a status conscious type of aspects in their minds.
Well, the problem is that when the people are looking towards their environment
Hmm.
and they are just comparing themselves with all the other individuals which they are living in their society. Specifically, if we talk about Pakistan, that mostly the people are actually trying to copy the status quo or the the position which they see on social media
Hmm.
or on television. This is one of the main reason that they are not actually they are just deviating from their actual way. The life on social media or on different types of medias are actually a false life. It is not a true one. The someone uh, is showing very creating a hike regarding their status quo, and it is actually not a true picture of themselves.
So Sahib, what would you say? How we can overcome these things? If a
Well,
parent,
to overcome these things, I must say that the person should be practical and should
uh-huh.
actually live in what he is present. He
Hmm.
should avoid such type of activities.
Hmm. So be with the limits.
Be in their limits.
Be in their limits. Okay, Ji. So what are the consequences that you just want to point out over there, because time is very short? So we have to conclude each and every discussion that we are just raising over there. So one by one, you just have to give me a one suggestion how we can overcome this thing. The pressure, the mechanical life or materialistic approach while living in big cities, how we can cover up all these things, and what are the benefits that we are getting while living over there.
Okay.
Yes, Hafsa, it's to you firstly.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, as there are a lot of opportunities to work for job purpose, for education in big cities, but the standards of living are also very high there. So people are always, I think, in some kind of depression, that they have to go, they have to be somewhere, they have to be somewhere else, not here, from not here, wherever they are. So I think that if there are equal opportunities for everyone in big cities and in small cities like some suburban areas, so we can resolve the problem of overcrowdedness and the problem of job as well. So this is all from my side.
Thank you, Hafsa, for sharing your thoughts with us and giving us a great solution about it. Thank you very much. Ji, Daniel, what would you say?
Thank you, ma'am.
Miss, I must say that people should uh, uh, mind their own businesses regarding their life. They should stop looking towards the other lives. Instead, they should work hard on their lives to make their lives a better one, instead of comparing them with others.
Great, super, excellent. Ji, Zoe, what would you say? Hafsa has also raised a point like depression, anxiety, how we can overcome all these things.
People should strive for the betterment in their social circle, or by working hard to higher their standards. But meanwhile, they have to be keeping in mind the core concept of justice. That should be prevailed to everyone they are interacting with, or they are working with, or they are doing their businesses with. So in that way, probably, and also we have to find the difference between the needs and wants, probably. If we are working to fulfill the need, basically, this is another debate
Yeah,
that whether
we will
we
do
make our
inshallah in
wants,
coming
our
session.
needs too. But initially focusing on the needs, and then doing each and everything with justice, probably will eliminate a lot of things that are linked with so many problems which we are facing currently.
Okay, great, excellent. Ji, Mudassir, what would you say?
Ma'am, there is a big issue. There is the one solution. Okay,
Okay.
you should manage your life by schedule. Okay?
Hmm.
After all, that for the, as Hafsa says, there is anxiety and depression. You should give a time every day, or at least 4 times a
How
day,
we
four
can
times a
manage our
week,
schedule? There
for
is
your
hassle around us.
personal life. There is a big issue. The organization, they are always squeezing the employees to
Yes.
get give a same salary, but get a more benefit from the time.
Hmm.
Okay, there should be limited time, like they commit you in the beginning of the job. When you commit them, that they says 9 to 5, they should leave you exactly 5. You should leave for your house.
Hmm.
Okay, after that you give for your social life, your personal life, 1 hour for your gym or your outdoor activity, for walking, let's say gym, you can say sports, anything. So
Hmm.
this is the main reason here. You can relieve your depression, anxiety.
Mhm.
Okay. So you have to manage everything by your balanced life. Otherwise, there is no any other solution to you can get to your life very simple.
Like
Remaining for the in
planning
terms
is
of
the
money
most
and you are
important
at
thing.
that,
While living a
yeah,
better life or the fruitful
yeah,
results we can get only while
exactly.
having a plan in our lives. Thank you, Mudassir. Ji,
Yeah,
Qasim, what would you
welcome.
think? Should we have to spend a few hours with our family, or we should do work and work like machines that we are usually doing?
No work to work like machine. I would like to add 2 points here to conclude this discussion. The number one is planning, and the other one is exposure.
Okay. Okay. Tell
Like
us what is
if we have some positive, spend a happy life. Like if we can live there and spend a happy life, and do a standard or the earning that can fulfill our needs. So that is the point where uh, we can just say like, yeah, we can now move to the city. And the other thing is planning. Like if we are moving to a big city, like who is where we can find more hotels, corporate buildings, and same stuff like this. And basically I am from another field, like if I am from a field like that depends on the plants and some other stuff like that. So if in regards to that of planning, we are moving to a city where which is in contrast to that our need or that our future is, where this is the planning lacks. So planning and the exposure to the big city really matters a lot to be settled in. uh, yes ma'am, that's it.
Thank you for sharing your experience and thoughts with us. And definitely, through social media, through frequencies, people are just looking for this for some solutions, and you all just have done a great job while telling them how we can overcome these factors. So, thank you. See you soon, inshallah, again with another session with a very critical topic or the problem that the people are facing around the globe. So, thank you for being there while talking about different sorts of ideas you just have shared with us. It's a great or incredible session with all of you. You have a great ideas that you have shared with us. See you soon with through the same platform like side training, and we will try to talk about another topic that will be the problem raising around the globe. Thank you again. Thank you very much for being there for a long time. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you ma'am, stay
Thank you,
blessed,
ma'am.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.